I suspect if you went back and looked at all of my public commentary on government officials, including people that you think I hate or despise because of their evident criminality, I rarely use the term liar. Rarely. Schiff is a liar. Speaking of corrupt government officials, one of the worst out there is Adam Schiff. Yeah, I got confused because there's so many terrible corrupt politicians. I literally went through 3 or 4 names and I latched on to Schiff at the end. And he's been subject to a criminal referral for mortgage fraud. It's really quite a simple case. The letter here is, I don't know, do you all have it in the back? Here's the referral, dated May 27th, referring him to the Justice Department for a criminal investigation. He purchased the property in Maryland for $870,000. He entered into a Fannie Mae-backed mortgage agreement with a mortgage company for $610,000 at a rate of 5.625% for a term of 30 years. And he affirmed that that would be his principal residence. And then he reconfirmed that it was his principal residence a few times after that. But at the same time, Schiff took a homeowner tax exemption on a condo he owns in Burbank, California, also claiming that home as his primary residence for a $7,000 reduction off the first 1% property tax. And in 2023, a spokesman for Schiff asserted that Adam's primary residence is Burbank, California, and will remain so when he wins the Senate seat. Primary residence mortgages receive more favorable loan terms, including lower interest rates, than secondary residence mortgages. Essentially, your home, you get the lowest possible interest rate generally available, given your credit score. If you buy a vacation home, you pay extra because that's more than it's just an added risk having a second home in terms of the point of view of most banks. So you pay a premium. Lenders view secondary residence mortgages as significantly riskier. As a borrower is more likely to continue paying off a primary residence mortgage during any financial hardship. Interest rates on secondary residence mortgages are typically between 0.25% to 0.5% higher than their primary residence counterparts. However, this gap can widen depending on the lender. Mr. Schiff appears to have falsified records in order to receive favorable loan terms and also appears to have been aware of the financial benefits of a primary residence mortgage when compared to a secondary residence mortgage, as a spokesperson in 2023 told the media outlet 2000 at CNN that his addresses have been listed as a primary residence for loan purposes because they are both occupied throughout the year and to distinguish them from a vacation property. But you can only have one primary residence. So this looks like to be mortgage fraud. And Schiff's response was very peculiar. And I commented on in this video.
The president today is accusing me of fraud, and the basis of his accusation is that I own a home in Maryland and I own a home in California. Big surprise. Members of Congress, almost all of them own more than one home or rent more than one home because we're required to be on both coasts. So he is using my ownership of 2 homes to make a false claim of mortgage fraud. But what really is going on here is that this is done.
Look, he's dissembling here. It's not about whether he owns 2 homes. The question is whether he listed both homes in California and Maryland as primary residences. And if he did, it could be a violation of federal law, as is now being pursued by the Trump administration. The fact that he's being so dishonest about this suggests he may have done what he's accused of.
So do you trust Adam Schiff? I don't. He's kind of admitting through omission that he did what he's accused of doing. Maybe a defense available to him, I don't know. But he's got a terrible record on ethics, an abuser, a leaguer, a liar. And I don't use the term liar loosely. I want you to go back and look at all of my, you're not going to go back and do this, but I suspect if you went back and looked at all of my public commentary on government officials, including people that you think I hate or despise because of their evident criminality, I rarely use the term liar. Rarely. Schiff is a liar. Demonstrated 6 ways to Sunday. And so does he deserve the benefit of the doubt on this? No way, Jose. So I don't know what the Trump administration is going to do with this, but this is straightforward violation of law if what they allege is true. So Adam Schiff should be subject to criminal investigation, not only on this, but a whole host of other matters. But, the law is the law here. And when you have senior government officials violating it with seeming impunity, it's especially important that those in responsibility, who have the responsibility to enforce the law, take action to enforce it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.